Hey everybody, it's Eric from Let'sStartInvesting.com. Today I want to show you inside the app Webull. If you've ever seen in my reviews in the past, I've actually done a Webull app review previously, but literally days after it came out, Webull completely changed the whole design. A new update came out, and everything that was in my previous video looks nothing like it does currently. So I want to go back and redo the review to show you what it looks like inside now and show you what makes it good, what features they have now, some of the changes they've made, and show you just what kind of platform it is. So any of you that are thinking about investing in Webull, I want this to hopefully help you out to make your decision whether or not this is the trading platform for you, and show you the things I like about it and the things I wish they did a little differently. So hopefully this will help. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, so I'm just going to take you straight into the app. So you see here I have Webull, so I'm clicking on it. Alright, first page you see is the main page basically. And this shows you your account balance and your current positions. So currently I have a few positions. The biggest one right now is Nova Gold. Something that I saw recently that I think is about to go up. So I jumped in on it on Friday. It's Sunday right now, so we'll see how it goes Monday. Alright, so showing you around the app, I'm going to click on watch list on the bottom left. So if you see on watch list, these are several apps that I'm looking at currently that I'm thinking about getting into, but I'm just waiting for the right time. And so if I wanted to add some, it's real easy. I just go to add symbol, and then I can select any of the stocks that that they have for listing, or I can type one in that I want. So I could go on here and put Redfin, so I know that one is already FN, Redfin, and so that's another stock I've been interested in. And I can just click on the star on the top, and that'll add it to my watch list. So real easy. So then that shows you how watch list works, pretty much like your favorites list. So if I click on markets, markets shows you all the different markets currently around the world. So I can go to United States, see how that market's doing. I can see how the UK is doing. I can see how cryptos are doing, China, and this is my favorite, global. You can see how the entire country, like the whole world is doing as far as their different indexes. So like kind of a real bird-eyes view of how the market is in general across the world. So different things that we have to work with that Webull offers is their screeners. Screeners, I think, are probably one of the coolest features that they offer because you can actually narrow down stocks that you're interested in based on what's important to you. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one, and I'm going to create a new one just to show you how it works. So like let's say I'm interested in making stocks that have high dividends. Dividends are payments that the company's paying its stockholders for, basically rewarding them for holding their positions. So if I own a share of or 100 shares of a certain stock, I might get an annual dividend, which is a percentage of the money that they make. They'll give it back to the investors, and usually they do it quarterly. Sometimes they do it semi-annually, sometimes they do it annually, but overall it's going to depend on that yearly dividend. So I'm going to go ahead and click on dividend yield, and I'm going to pick more than 6%. I want something that's going to give me a high dividend, let's say. So if that's all I want to do, I can click save. I can name this high dividends. Boom. And then I can go back, and now if I click on it, it's going to show me only stocks, and you can see there's 402 of them that have a high dividend of over 6%. Now if I want to sort it, I can click on dividend yield, and I can see some of these are just astronomical, like how much they pay in dividends based on their share price. So just to give you kind of a good example of one, if I go down here, let's see, one that I recognize. All right, GameStop. So it looks like GameStop pays an annual dividend of 20%. So that means that the share price right now is $7.58. So over the course, it's going to give you over a year, it'll give you about 20% of that $7.58 per share as a dividend payout. So that's actually really high. So that's like basically $1.40 something. I don't want to do the math right now, but that's $1.40 something per share. So if you had 100 shares, and so that's like $700 worth of GameStop, then you would get 100 times that 140, so you get like 140 bucks just for holding the stock for a year. So that's a pretty good, thank you for supporting their company. So going back, that's how the screeners work. I think it's kind of neat. And then you can see there's different ways you can sort. Insider activity, that's a cool one, because you can click on it and it shows you things that have been happening recently. So in these companies, you've seen all this activity that's been happening in different stocks. So for example, you have Zillow Group, they have 87 million of insider buying. So that's a lot of people that are on the inside of the company buying the shares. So usually when you have a high amount of people buying in the company, they know something that we don't know yet, or they just really believe that their company is about to grow, so that they keep buying more into it because they want more of a position for when it does go up. So they reward themselves by buying more shares. And so usually if you see a lot of people buying on the inside, that's a good sign that that at least people that work there believe it's good. So on the flip side of that, if you see a lot of insiders selling, that might be an indication that they feel weak about the company. So for me, if I see a company that has a lot of people selling inside, I get a little nervous because I'm like, why are you selling if the company's so strong? All right, so that shows you how that works. Then you have earnings surprise. That's kind of a neat one too, because it shows people that basically when their earnings reports came out, it was like a shock of like how much they did. So to give you an example, Express had a 50% beyond expectation. So whatever they thought they were going to make for the last quarter, they got 50% more than that. So it was much higher than they anticipated. So that's actually a pretty good indication. That means that like whatever they've been doing recently has been working out for them. So a lot of great ways to kind of determine what kind of stocks you might be interested in buying based on what you're interested in. Scrolling down, you have IPO Center. This is like where all the new IPOs are going to be coming out. So that's when a company first comes on the exchange and like when they're going to happen. So you can see when they filed for IPOs, when they're actually listed on the exchange so that they're ready to be traded. And so it's kind of a good indication of like if you're looking for a new stock and you want to be one of the first people to buy into it, this is where you would look. Earnings Center shows you different earnings reports that are coming up. So Box, Huami Corp, and Coupa apparently have earnings reports coming out on the 3rd, which is tomorrow. And I have advancers and decliners distribution. So you can see over the last time frame, it looks like there's been a lot more decreasing than increasing, and that's just because we've had a pretty bad week as far as the markets go. There's been a lot of trade uncertainty. So anytime that happens, you're going to see the overall market doing a little worse off than they did previously. But just like everything else, it's very cyclic, and things usually turn back around. So keep scrolling down, you can see different industries. So you can sort by different industries that you're interested in looking at. So kind of a neat thing to visually look at. I don't use that too much, but I can see how it's beneficial. Like if you're interested in buying uranium, you can click on uranium, and it shows you all the different stocks associated with uranium. I actually have Denison Mining in another app that I use. All right, hot ETFs. These are just ETFs that you can look at that are obviously performing really well. And if you're interested in ETFs, this might be a good place to look because they're obviously high performers. And hot stocks, same idea. These are like the stocks that have like the most activity. Generally, they're doing well. Like I said, it's been a little rough of a week, so you're going to see some of the ones down that usually aren't. And that's just the way it goes. And then you have your rankings. So you can see your most active. That shows you how much like buying and selling has been going on. So, and then your top gainers is going to show you all the ones that are performing the best. And you can see your top losers, the ones that haven't been doing good. Just because they're doing poor right now doesn't mean they're always going to do poor. So that might be a good opportunity to get into something low. Just depends on what kind of trader you are. All right. So going back here, I want to show you a little bit more of the app before I sign off. I'm going to go ahead and show you performance. So performance shows you like how your portfolio is doing. This is a fairly new account, so I haven't really had a lot of experience with it yet. But I have seen that it's like really easy to use, and I like it. So I just put a whole bunch of money into it. I'm about to really start trading with it starting next week, and I'll probably have a lot of videos coming out that you can watch. So daily P&L, this is like your profits and losses daily. So you can see which days I did better than others and which days I did worse. And like I said, I had a very small amount in this account, so it looks real volatile. But that's just because before I put the $1,500 in there, I had about I think $75, and that's all that was trading up and down. So it was pretty volatile. All right, so going back, you can see it's easy to if you want to put money in, it's super easy to do it. You can just hit deposit, and then you just type it in. It's attached to the bank account that you signed up with, and then you can just easily transfer money to Webull. And just as easy as it is to put money in, it's just as easy to take money out. You just click on withdraw, put the amount that you want to take out, and then it'll one click away and it'll transfer it to you. It usually takes about 2 to 3 business days to get your money back, but it'll it'll go right back to your account that you have on file. So your money's never trapped in Webull. Once you take it in and out of trades, as long as it's in cash, you can pull it out. And that's really probably some of the biggest features that they have. So something that's new that I just realized recently was they have this community now. So what's kind of neat about the community is it's a lot of people that talk. You can see people talking and stuff. So you could actually get on here and talk to the community, which I think is kind of neat. And they have a lot of things going on all the time. They have competitions. So like right now, you can sign up and do this competition where you do paper trading, which is basically trading with fake money, and you just see who can do the best. And you can invite friends to that. Kind of neat. So fun competition. That's always good. You have your top news. This is just going to give you all your feeds for different stocks. So if you're the kind of person that likes to trade based on market news, this is where you would look. So I want to show you real quick what it looks like to trade an actual stock, because I think that's important too. So Nova Gold, if I was to click on that, I can see on the bottom I can buy it, I can sell it, I can close my position, which I currently have $405 worth in there, or I can go to quotes. So if I was to go on quotes, and you can do this for any stock, it doesn't have to be one that you own, you can see your charts. And this is really what makes Webull special, is that Webull offers a slew of trading indicators and chart capabilities that are just unmatched with any other free brokerage. So I could click on here and I can zoom on the graph and see what I'm going to do. So you can see right. One of the things I looked at was I saw that it broke free of the MACD in the bottom. So when you see that blue line across the orange, usually that's a strong buy signal. So I went ahead and tried it out, and I think gold is on the upswing right now because of all the trade uncertainty. So for short term, I'm going to be trading gold. But if I wanted to add more indicators, it's real easy. I can just see the different graphs I can look at. You can see if I like to use candles, but if you click on it again, you can see that just a real easy representation of how things are going. And you can sort it by days, 5 days, month intervals. So it's very flexible. So going back to candlesticks, if I click on the little gear, I can set up different indicators. I'm already on advanced charting, so I can look at the frequently used indicators, and I can select which ones I want. So currently the main chart I have exponential moving averages selected, and my subchart I have volume, MACD, and RSI. So if I want to get rid of RSI, I can just unstar it there, and that'll be off. Or if I want to add indicators, these are all the different indicators that you have at your disposal to really trace the market the way you want to and see it in a way that makes sense to you. So a lot of people like Bollinger Bands, a lot of people like using the MACD index. Some people use RSI. Like really, it just depends on what you're interested in and what you've learned on. Money flow is another one I've seen a lot. But right now, I'm just going to keep the ones I have selected there. Go back, and you can see that it makes it really simple. So you can look at your candles, and based on your knowledge in trading, you can use those as indicators on when to buy and when to sell. So if you're not interested in using that, you don't have to. You can just buy positions and sell based on whatever you want. So watching the news, you can go by headlines, or you can just go by companies you believe in. So it's really up to you what type of trader or investor you want to be. All right, so hopefully that inside look kind of give you a better idea of what Webull offers you. So I told you at the beginning of the video, I wanted to tell you the things I liked about it and the things that I wish they could do a little bit better. So currently, the things I like about the app the most is, like I showed you earlier, those charting abilities. So the ability to actually go in and change your indicators and use the different tools that they have to kind of analyze when to buy and when to sell your stocks. So for me, even if you're a long-term investor, buying at a good price should be important to you. So I think having the ability to use a little bit of technical analysis, even if you don't trade daily, is always good to have. And currently, Webull has it, but a lot of the other free apps do not have it. So that's something that I'm very happy about and I like the most. All right, so one of the other things I like about Webull is that not only do you get the free indications, but you also have the ability to trade commission-free. So obviously that's a huge deal. You don't want to have to be paying commissions. And if you trade daily and you're going in and out of the market a lot, then not having to pay those trade commissions is obviously a big deal. If you're a long-term investor and you only make a few trades here and there, then maybe it's not that important to you. But I still feel like if it's free and they offer everything else that a full-service brokerage does, why wouldn't I use them, right? So those are the two biggest reasons why I really like Webull. And I guess if I was going to say like a third reason why I like it is just because like they constantly update the app and make it friendly to use. One thing they also have is they have a desktop platform, so if you want to trade online and show like using their desktop app, you can do that also. So not just on your phone, but you can actually use your laptop too and kind of trade on that. I'm going to do a whole nother video on using that and showing you how to use different indicators, but right now I'm just going to say that's why I like that you have the ability to not just trade on your phone, but you can also use the computer. So good to have as well. So things I wish they could do a little bit better. Obviously, I can't use them for everything. Like you saw that they have the crypto indexes that you can look at, but you can't actually trade them. So if you still want to actually buy cryptocurrencies, you have to use other apps. So other apps you can use are Robinhood. They're really good for that. They have a whole bunch of cryptos that you can buy and sell, and it's really easy to use. Another app that you can use for that is Coinbase, but that's actually what I use right now until I move my money over to Robinhood. It's really just laziness. I just haven't done it yet, and so that way I can put it all together. But the other thing that I don't like about Webull is that you can't trade options. And for me, I've just started recently trading options. I have probably 6 different options that I'm trading right now, and right now I'm doing that on another app because I can't do it on Webull. So if Webull had options on it, I would obviously want to transfer it over so I can just minimize how many apps I'm using, because currently I have like 4 or 5 apps that I use for different things. So like I said, I use Coinbase for cryptocurrencies, I use Robinhood for options now, and Webull I'm using for stocks and ETFs. So those are some of the things I wish that they would change, and I think Webull is already in the process of working on options and trying to get options incorporated in their app. So hopefully that will happen soon, and I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully you found this review helpful, like I said, and if I appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, like it, and hopefully you'll subscribe so you can see other reviews and other trainings I'm going to be doing on Webull also. So hit the little subscribe button, ring the little bell, and obviously I'd like to see you in another video. Thanks for watching.